This is an instructional video on how to frame the walls of your pole barn. After you've poured the concrete for your piers, and the slabs if desired, and installed the brackets, you have finished the foundation and can start framing your pole barn. To begin framing the walls, temporarily place the columns next to each bracket, where it will be attached to that bracket. Start on each eave wall first. Once the eave walls are finished, proceed to the gable walls. Keep in mind that you will need an opening large enough for your equipment to enter the building to set your trusses later. This usually means installing the gable wall on one end after the trusses are installed. Set each column into the bracket about 1 inch into the bracket, so they have room to pivot into the bracket when they are lifted vertically. Do a final check of all vertical heights of the bracket bases using a laser level. Adjust any column lengths to account for any elevation errors. With the columns laid out, you can easily begin horizontally framing the walls from the ground. Attach horizontal bracing boards that will be parallel to the splash boards, securing them to the columns at predetermined heights based on your kit requirements. Typically 4 foot on center. Make sure that the tops of the columns remain 8 foot on center or completely parallel from top to bottom if the space is different. Do not frame the corner columns. This is done when attaching the gable ends to the eave walls. Once the framing is done, use a lift to pull the eave sides and position them inside the brackets. There are 2 sizes of hole for securing the columns up to the brackets. Start by screwing the smaller lags into the smaller holes for temporary installation till all the walls are up and the building has been vertically squared. Once the eave sides are installed, frame one gable end where you will begin to install the trusses. Do not frame the corner column until the gable wall is vertically in place. Using the lift again, lift up the gable sides to secure the columns with temporary lags into the brackets, like the other sides. Now you can install the corner columns and secure them to the horizontal framing of the eave and gable walls. Vertically square the building using toe straps and come-alongs if necessary. Remove temporary screws if needed. Check each column to make sure it's level on all 4 sides. Once you've confirmed the building is level, drill a 1/4-inch pilot hole into the larger holes, and then fasten the column with the 3.5-inch lags into the columns. The staggered pattern ensures the columns will not split or crack. You have now finished the framing of the walls of your pole barn. You can now move on to setting the trusses for your pole barn.